Hi, she's Trixie and I'm Sarah, and this is Our Yarn World, a place where we come to share the love of yarn crafts and all that it gives us and what we hope it gives you. We're on episode 186 today, and
adjust this a little bit.
It's been a very fruitful week for us, but it's also been, like, if I speak on my personal note, I've been jumping from one thing to the next 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 thing.
I've kind of been doing the same.
Well, and Pinterest has been a blessing and a curse, as always. Gotta keep the peace and the chaos alive. And it's one of those things where I'm just kind of baffled by how much I have accomplished this week, and I didn't even bring it all. Reason being, I didn't want to carry it all. Second reason, they weren't finished. And third, it bothers me. I can't, like, you would think, oh, you got so much done, that should be so rewarding. It is, and it also is kind of disturbing how much I've done, because I just sit back and I'm like, do I have a life? I don't know. Like, it makes me wonder a lot about myself while also being very grateful for how productive I can be. I feel like I just called myself out. Anyway, it was a very good week, but it also was just kind of like a week of self-realizations. I kept hitting dead ends in really weird spots. I feel like a lot of us can relate to that, where we're doing something and we're not sure how it's going to end up, and then all of a sudden we're kind of like, is this what I thought was going to happen? Am I prepared for just leaving it as is, or am I going to take my time to undo everything I've done and then start back over? Because how many times have we all done that?
Frogging, it's a real thing. So, well, let me just start with, I made a list of all the things that I wanted to get done.
Yeah.
And so I have a to-do list here of all the seatbelt covers that people have asked for, and then the dangles and the sun catchers that have been asked for, and I have something for a birthday that is coming up that I need to finish, and then I've got a couple of personal Afghans that need to be made for Christmas because my stepson has a couple of extra children that look like they're going to be there for quite a while. So I asked what their favorite colors were.
They foster.
Yeah. And so I found out their favorite colors, their two favorite colors, and I'm going to do those for their Christmas. And so I have a list. And I get to check off when I get things done.
There's also that stuff I did. Sorry.
Yeah. So I'm going to start with the seatbelt covers. I made another one of the pink and black, and I've got
stunning.
the strings to go with it, which I just kind of fold into it until I can sew it on. I have a variegated with a pink. And so I have two of those. So we'll figure out which ones go in your car and which ones go in mine.
Okay.
And then I made one for Sarah's driver's seat. She loves yellow and black. So we had to do the yellow and the black. So she's got...
I feel so loved. The fact that you did that without even having to consult me is just yes.
These only take like a couple of hours once you get started.
You just keep going.
Yeah. And so I was able to whip a couple of them out in a night and get to check mark the list. And that feels really good when you can do that.
Yeah.
And then I made a couple of dangles.
Purse jewelry,
yes,
as you will.
And one of them is for a woman who really loves Christmas. So did I not just go all out on that? Yes, I did, because I love Christmas too, and especially red, green, and white. And that seems to be her colors too.
But her favorite metal color is gold.
Yes, so we have gold in here. And the parts of the dangles were the fun part for me. Let me see if I can find one that will show you what I'm talking about.
Assembling the bead patterns so that the dangles can hang off the bottom of the strands is what she's talking about. And honestly, they give me so much life.
One of them was has a charm. Oh gosh,
It's okay.
It has a charm of a candy cane on it, so I have the red and the white.
The pearls.
Let me. I'm trying to find that snowman. Okay. Well, here's one of the Christmas trees, and the bulb has the sparks out of it, kind of like a pine tree would. And
Here,
I'm just not going to be able to. There's so many
Right
on
here.
here. Okay, and the snowman.
It's a snowman.
It has the
And then you
snowman
made
up here with the little hat. I love it so much. So each one of these things
it's so
are
personalized to the charm.
yes, personalized to the charm, and then they all come together to hang on the purse to look like a Christmas tree.
Yeah.
And the dangles down at the bottom are the trunk.
See the shape? Oh my
So,
gosh, it's so good.
Down at the bottom, I could have put gifts, but I wanted to put her initials, and I wanted to put a Christmas tree and a Santa Claus because she really loves the old-fashioned Santa Clauses and the Christmas trees. So that's what I thought I'd do, just so that they would hang down and make it extra special. But yep, this is my version of a Christmas tree for her, and it will hang off her purse, and it will make her happy.
Listen, when she was getting married, she wanted to get married in the winter because winter is her favorite season. She loves snow. And then she had the idea of repurposing everyone's Christmas trees, especially live ones that were already just going to be tossed out, to being used as decorations for her wedding. And it didn't end up working out, but like that's how she wanted to decorate Christmas trees along the hall of the event center that she was going to get married at, in just these gorgeous arrays of the colors of her wedding as a way to repurpose them after the Christmas season for her wedding. And I wish she had been able to do that, but it was like, she showed me the idea and I was just so flabbergasted because I had never seen something like that, but I'd also never really been to a winter wedding.
Right.
Really.
Yeah.
That really embraced the winter aspect of
Yeah.
it. Like, you've been to weddings in all different seasons, but like this was embodying winter, and I thought that was so cool.
The second dangle, now it's not as huge, but it has what her elements are.
It's cohesive to exactly what makes this person.
So she loves purples and blues. She loves dragons and phoenixes. She loves books. She loves gears. She loves keys,
feathers,
and all kinds of stuff. So what I started out with was a oil slick lobster claw on a keychain, and I have made all kinds of things. Now this book actually opens.
It has pages.
And it's got the purples and the gears. It's got the blues. It's got
feathers.
oh, and it's got an owl and her initial and just everything. There's just so much on here, but there again, I'm not quite done with this one.
So there's space.
I still don't have the dragon. I still don't have the phoenix. Our local stores do not carry those kind of things, so I might have to order those. But yeah. Oh, and there was what is this called?
It's a battle axe.
A battle axe.
She likes a lot of like fantasy stuff, so she reads a lot of fantasy books.
And the beautiful feathers. Oh, I love this one. How I did that one. So it's on a little dangle thing, and then I was able to put the feathers in the key to hang off from it. So
well done.
It's just
it's so intentional.
Yes,
I love that.
And it's going to hang off her purse and just
represent her.
It's going to represent what she loves in life, and that's what I try to do with all my things. If I'm making a blanket for you, it's going to be in your colors.
Yep.
And it's going to be sized to you. It's the dangles are going to be personalized right to you. What you like and how you deal with life and your colors and whether you want it really chunky or just minimal. Sarah wanted a minimal one. It's not as chunky as the Christmas tree one, but then other people really enjoy the chunkier ones and to looking through. Mine is more chunky, has more things on it, but I enjoy in my downtimes when I'm sitting in the car or I'm sitting in a doctor's office, I look through that and I remind myself of all the things that I was able to put on there that represent me. So, and I'm hoping that's what these ladies will do when they get theirs. So that's what I worked on this week, and I still have a whole list of things that I need to do. So next week and the following weeks, I'll be showing you all the rest of the list. So yes, that's what I've been working on. So what have you been working on?
Okay, so as I said in the beginning, I've been working on a lot of stuff. I've completed a lot of things that honestly is... It's been to the point where like any downtime has been crafting time for me. Like
me too.
Every sitting down moment has been me picking up something to craft. And there's nothing wrong with that. It just proves to me how much can be accomplished if you give yourself the permission and concentration and organization to just do it. And I think it startles me, not that things didn't get done or that I did it, as much as just how much is capable of getting done in these little small pockets that you give yourself to just do it. Like, I think I'm so used to making an event out of crafting where it's like, everyone's in bed. I now have this time. I'm going to organize my stuff and do this for a couple hours before I go to bed, right?
Right.
Instead of really just taking these moments of like every single time there's this vacant spot in the day, I'm going to sit down and do it. And it's really culminated to this is how I spend my downtime if I'm not reading, if I'm not doing other things, other hobbies. And I'm grateful because it does give me a lot of peace, a lot of self-regulating time. It anchors me. It's like a good meditation. There's nothing wrong with it. But it's one of those, like, you don't realize how so small pockets of time can just really add up.
Yeah.
Like, it just does. It's like the whole philosophy of never taking away the value of a penny, like collecting all the spare change.
Yeah.
You're so used to the bigger bills and just keeping the bigger bills and then just throwing those pennies and coins away in the change jar. And then all of a sudden one day you don't have any bills, but then you look at the change jar and you realize you probably have a couple $100s in there because you've just been routinely forgetting about all of it. But if you're intentionally giving purpose to this time that you normally don't do anything with anyway.
Right.
The way that you can accomplish so much just starts to just pile up. Like I said, I didn't bring everything that I did this week, but I did a lot. And I'm very grateful for everything that I have gotten done. But it's one of those, I guess I'm just really surprised. I really should just keep it like that because I keep repeating myself. The blanket that I was working on last week for the baby shower ended up getting canceled due to unforeseen family matters that end up happening that took the family out of town. I do believe a family member passed, and I'm very sorry for that loss. The family is going to be rescheduling the baby shower.
Yeah.
It does give me the opportunity to show you guys where I'm at with the project and explain kind of my thought processes to where I'm at with it. So I would have had it done on the day if, for nothing else, I wouldn't have given myself a choice. But because I end up having time, I've been taking time to really think about how I want this to turn out. And so far, it has turned out really rather...
It's really cute.
It's really cute. So, as it is right now, all the blocks are sewn together and are assembled. And I think it turned out rather adorable.
It really is cute.
I liked that I learned a new attaching method that really kind of makes it look like it's braided. I think this is called the crab stitch that I did to kind of make a roped effect on the ends that I've always loved since I've learned it. But the back is really where I am coming to terms with how I originally was going to do it. So when I gathered to get all the yarn for this project, I also picked up some remnant fleece because I was at Walmart and they do have a bit of a fabric and kind of like quilting section as well. Very grateful for that. And they have some remnants that they gather up from people who have, already got their fabric sized down to exactly what it is. This is the remnant of the roll or whatever was left over. And they price it and they set it aside. I picked some up that was like this kind of like a little bit more of like that darker Barbie pink almost is what I would classify it as. And it was like a faux like fur fleece. And it was very soft and very nice, but it does not have the same color palette of pink and red that this one is. And I originally was just going to sew it to the back of this to give it some structure and to hide my sewing from the baby, and just so to kind of make it finish it off, give it that back, that structure, that assembling. Any sort of blanket like this or quilt normally requires a backing just because of the delicate nature of how decorative the front is. The back normally is the weakest point because it has all the gathering points, all the sewing points, all the, all the loose ends. And so I was going to put it back on it so that it would last longer. Well, I kind of just sat there. I was looking at the pink and I realized that it wasn't going to work with the blanket, which was fine. I can use it for something else. But then I thought about it and I was like, I want that same material, but I want it in a red. Because the woman that this is for, her baby's nursery thing is going to be strawberries, which is why I did strawberries, but she said very specifically red and pink, please. I was like, okay, well, if this is going to be checkered with strawberries in pink with the basket weave, then why not this side keep these, because these are the same no matter what side you're on, but we do the red fleece just on the backs of the decorative strawberry granny squares. That way these are protected. But no matter what side, it's checkered with that textured fleece, and this, so it's red and pink checkered on this side, or the strawberry and pink checkered on this side, and it protects this, And it gives that also that sensory the sensory stimulation that the baby will appreciate, and it will. I think it would look cute. So I'm hoping that next paycheck, when I'm able to, get that, I'm able to kind of finish this blanket off. And I'm very proud of this blanket. I thought it turned out really cute. But I have a rant. It's so first century problems. But as a crafter who really did enjoy going to Joann's, it wasn't everybody's favorite crafting store, but it was mine. It was where I went to even just window shop. It gave me ideas. It gave me options. By just being able to see what there was to work with, I was able to make choices.
Right.
I remember when my mom used to quilt heavily, that there were these large bobbins of quilting thread that held ombre thread that could variegate between, normally it was the lightest of the color to the hardest, darker of the color. So like if we're talking about like a green, you'd go from like a pale, almost sage mint green to a dark forest green, and then it would ombre back and forth between that. So what you were doing would kind of blend into maybe a block of material that had an ombres of greens in the pattern, and kind of like, I don't know, flowers or leaves or whatever. So kind of settled in. Instead of being a stark solid color, it would easily feel like it was a part of the experience and not be so obvious. I wanted something like that for this one, because with it ombreing so much in this blanket, I wanted to have a thread that would be able to complement the changes in this blanket instead of just going with a stark pink or a stark red. I wanted something that ombrayed. Because I experienced that with my mom picking up those bobbins, those big bobbins, I was like, okay, well, I'm sure I can find something like that with reds and pinks. Those are close enough colors, right? Well, I couldn't find anything exact, but I did find this one that went from like a white to a soft pink to a darker pink back to white. And I was like, okay, perfect. Now I had to do this on Amazon because I didn't really have any other place I was willing to go to for this project. And so I did this, and I bought it, and it was expensive. This bobbin was $10, but in my memory, in my mind's eye, I'm thinking I'm getting this big spool that will last me for other projects, because I'm thinking $10 for this thread, right? I can get $10 for a big pound of yarn, depending on where I'm going. So I'm thinking a spool of thread, that same weight equivalent probably will be this bigger spool. My naive self really thought that.
It's just a regular size.
It was a regular size for $10. And again, when you're just taking a photo of this could be objectively that big spool.
They should have put a ruler next to it so you could
see.
Yeah.
And
because that's deceiving.
Well, here's the thing. I was going off of what I was assuming this was. And they did put how much was on the spool, but I struggle to understand how many yards something is.
Yeah, they really should have measured it.
So this was $10, and I'm not willing to go back now. I already have what I know is going to work for this project and work seamlessly. But yeah, that was $10. And I'm kind of sad about it, because I remember my mom going over to Joann's and just picking up a big spool when I was younger for like $10. That would last her.
It was less than that.
Well, for like a solid white.
Yeah.
It could be like $8 or something. And that would last her almost the whole year.
Oh, I still have them.
So it's one of those, like, I understood the ombres were going to be more expensive. I knew that. I wasn't trying to act like, because that's more work, right? The company has to dye the sections periodically, or they have to lace them through a machine and then, dye them in stripes, and then they have to make sure that it dyed well, and they have to wax them and then bobbin them. And I understand it takes extra steps, which I understand would cost more, but I thought this was going to be more for $10. So
Yeah.
I don't know, first world problems. I'm still able to afford it, but it's just one of those, like, that's something I would have been able to make a much more educated choice on, that if it was a $10 spool of thread at this size, I might have chosen something differently if I had been at a store where I was able to do the shopping.
Yes.
And I understand I have other stores I could have gone to, but for the quality and the strength and what I was looking for, the only place I knew to go to was like a Joann's.
Yeah.
I didn't want to go to a Hobby Lobby. I didn't really want to go to a Walmart because their sections for the quilting stuff is so much smaller.
Yes, you don't get as much variety.
And they're just not my favorite places to go for this sort of stuff, And again, I have to figure out where I'm going next, right? Like, I have to find my new store. And that's fine. But it's just, again, first world problems. Shopping online is always a tricky thing. And I'm not acting like that's new. I'm very grateful to have the thread because it will work for what I'm working for. But it did feel a little deceiving for this to end up being this size. The dimensions probably were on there, but when you're going from a memory of knowing how much that cost should be from personal experience inside of a store that does this, to an online seller that is capable of price matching and understanding what the buyers are looking for and expecting for that price, it just seems a little weird. And just like what my mom said, they could have done some sort of scale in the photos to just give you an understanding as to how much you're getting, because not everybody's able to do the math of what so many yards or meters of thread looks like on a bobbin.
Well, and then you could have taken a ruler yourself and figured out, 3 inches is only this.
Yeah.
It's not
whereas
6 inches.
It's not a 6-inch bobbin.
Yeah.
Right? I didn't think about it. And again, it's not that big of a deal at the end of the day. I'm fortunate enough to be able to purchase this and then make that decision to keep it.
Yeah.
I'm not mad as much as just kind of like, I guess what I grew up with having compared to what I have to do now.
Right.
Now is teaching me and giving me a little bit more perspective and appreciation for the past that I had, where I had a store that I could go to be able to just get those sort of materials and tools and accessories to projects that I no longer am able to do so freely. And it's sad, but I will deal. But I'm excited to share with you some new things that I am figuring out in these next couple of videos to come. I have some projects I've been telling my mom about that are going to start being possibly a regular thing that I do on the channel, share with you, along with the birthday that she was talking about that's coming up. There are things that I have had to purchase for that gift that I'm going to be hand making. A couple of gifts, in fact, that I have purchased this week in preparation for that, on top of everything else I've been doing.
Yeah.
When I say, and just to be clear, with the topic that I've been doing in the last couple of episodes about kind of upcycling and making what you need and doing what you're, using your gift to kind of fulfill needs that you have, whether it be making things that you could buy, but you could just make and have.
Yeah.
I've been doing a lot of those crafts. So those are the crafts I've been doing a lot of off the camera. A lot of things that I will probably just kind of bring as a huge collection of things that I've made to kind of create less waste of my materials and create affixes for needs that I already have.
Yeah.
And kind of learning to recycle and think outside the box. And so I am excited to share with those things with you guys.
So, because we didn't choose this beforehand, because I forgot.
It's okay.
I picked one while you were talking. So this may make you laugh, but we don't make mistakes, just happy little accidents.
Gosh, Bob Ross.
Bob Ross. We don't make mistakes, just happy little accidents.
You know.
So, the thread buying experience isn't a mistake. It's just something, and it's beautiful. You're going to be able to use it for so many things, you know.
It is.
And it is a quilting thread, so it will be thicker and it will be waxed already, so it's going to be easier to use.
Yeah.
So, it's not a mistake. It's just something that you weren't aware of, and so next time you'll be a little bit more careful to get the measurement, or ask questions and ask how big it is first.
Well, some of the projects that I've been working on this week have taught me how I have grown as a creator, such as, you know how in like Amish communities they do such miraculous art with what their craftsmanship when it comes to everything that they make, but they kind of make deliberate mistakes.
Yeah.
Right at the end to kind of show like some sort of humility in their work.
Yes.
To be like, just because of how great I am, this is in honor of who gave me the gift.
And then not only that, it shows that nobody's perfect.
No one's perfect. So they deliberately almost create these mistakes to show this balance in not only their work to realize anyone can do this. Even if it's deliberately there's a sense of practice and humility almost.
Yes.
I'm learning that with my project. So I'm also creating a wearable and I'm really excited to share it with you, and I will hopefully be able to share it with you by wearing it soon. When I was younger, the idea of doing anything where you would be able to see a seam, be able to see imperfections or jaggedness or anything, with this one I just don't care. Yep. I'm okay with it showing that I made it.
Yep.
Like, it's not store-bought. It's not going to have those qualities of it being machine made, so it's a little bit more seamless.
Yeah.
I'm making it. It's going to have proof that I was there.
Yep.
And I'm okay with that. And I'm finding these pieces of myself where I'm less likely to be upset by imperfections, because I am the one that's going to be using them. And if someone sees it, the finished item, they're not really going to see those imperfections. They're going to see a finished item. That means something to me because I'm using it.
Right.
So it don't matter. And it's not mistakes. They're happy little accidents. And one more thing, actually, a long time ago, there was this movie that came out, Princess and the Pauper, but it's the Barbie version, and one of the bad guy is like the queen's advisor. And I know this is coming out of nowhere, but there's a saying that he says where it's like, this is just a temporary setback. It's a momentary loss. Recently, that little clip from that movie has become like a meme, where they do it over a video where that part of the song. And I saw someone who was talking about like, when you finally realize that you made a mistake 30 rows down and you're gonna frog it and then they do the sound over the bite as they start the beginning of frogging, and they're like, it's just a temporary setback, just a momentary loss as they're rolling and it just gets me because that movie speaks to not only my generation, the things that we used to watch, but just this idea of like, you know, that guy was not the greatest guy, pretty evil villain, but just the way that he was even able to think through his problems as like, they're a temporary setback, they're a momentary loss because he's learning. Yeah. He kept learning from them. Even though that didn't end up working out for our heroes in the show, there is something to be said about it's just a temporary setback. It's a momentary loss. Because if I'm going to keep this promise to myself that I'm going to keep learning
Yes.
and stay humble,
Yes.
I can be happy. Things don't have to be perfect for you to be happy.
Yes. But they need to be fun.
You get to choose happiness. We
Yes.
have to fight for our happiness sometimes in a world that values perfection over being human
Yeah.
most of the time.
Exactly.
We have to learn to appreciate the things that makes us us.
Yeah.
So it's okay to be human. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to learn from those mistakes. It's okay to try again.
Yes.
They're not mistakes. They're happy little accidents. Bob Ross, everybody.
Yes.
So, yeah. It was a good... I enjoyed this video.
Yes.
Did
It
you
was
enjoy-
fun.
It was fun. And I can't wait to share with you guys more that we've been doing off the scenes, off the camera, because we've really been doing a lot.
Yeah.
We only showed so little of what we've really been doing this
I know.
week.
I know.
So,
Well, we would appreciate a like, comment, tell your friends,
yes.
subscribe, and yeah, we appreciate each and every one of you.
And we hope, again, as always, that you stitch your way
To mental health.